Hello everyone, welcome back to our EduTap and welcome to Phenonomics session. In today's session, we are going to discuss a very important concept, a very important scheme that has been operationalized by the Reserve Bank of India. So the PIDF scheme is the scheme that is operationalized by the Reserve Bank of India, and this is a very important scheme of the Reserve Bank of India that we are going to discuss in today's session. And let's have the complete clarity about the PIDF scheme. And the RBI has recently provided the status update for the PIDF scheme. So what is that status update? Let's understand that also. So now, before starting with this very important scheme, before starting with this very important session, there is a big announcement from EduTap that we have brought for you the comprehensive guide to RBI manager. So through a single guidebook, you can get all your common queries answered. If you want to know about the examination, if you want to know about the preparation, the strategy, the sources, if you want to know about the organization, all of these common queries can be answered through a single guidebook. In this guidebook, there are the definitive answers of your common queries. You do not have to visit different links. You do not have to visit different websites. Okay, and this is made absolutely free of cost to save your time, to save your efforts, and you can easily download this free ebook. The link is provided in the description box below. Okay, so do download this guidebook. Now coming to our today's topic, that is the PIDF scheme. So the PIDF, first of all, the name, the full form of PIDF is Payments Infrastructure Development Fund. So this is the scheme of PIDF. Now the government of our country, the Reserve Bank of India, they want the economy to convert from the cash economy to the digital economy. That is, the cash transactions that are happening should be converted to the digital payments, to the digital transactions. And for that, we have to develop the digital payment infrastructure. Okay, that is, we need these POS machines, we need this mobile POS to swipe our card so that we can pay, we can transact without the cash, we can directly pay through our cards, through our debit cards. So the POS machines, the mobile POS, these are the physical devices. These are the physical devices for the payments. There are also the QR codes that are the digital devices, we can say. Okay, so those are the digital devices, the QR codes. So through that also, through the UPI, we can transfer the money. We can directly send the money without using the cash. So this is the development that the RBI wants to do. The payments infrastructure, these should be enhanced, this should be developed. The POS machine, the physical devices, the digital devices, they should be enhanced. The infrastructure has to be developed. There are still many villages, there are still many suburban areas, semi-urban areas that do not have the proper infrastructure, the proper digital infrastructure for the payments. So the Payments Infrastructure Development Fund, this is the fund for those areas, for the outside areas or for the small merchants, so that they can get these physical devices or the digital devices, so that the payments through the digital system can be enhanced. Okay, so the PIDF scheme is operationalized by the Reserve Bank of India. So this is a very important scheme by the Reserve Bank of India. This was operationalized from January 1st, 2021. Remember the date very carefully. This provides, under the scheme, the subsidies are provided for the deployment of the point of sale infrastructure in the tier 3 to tier 6 centers, that is the far off centers that have less population. So the rural areas, the semi-urban areas, to those areas, the deployment of the payments infrastructure should happen more, because those are the areas that are lagging in the digital payments. Okay, so the subsidies are provided if the deployment of the payment infrastructure, the digital infrastructure, is happening to tier 3 to tier 6 areas, centers. Okay, and the northeastern states of the country, they are the special focus areas, because here also the development of the payments infrastructure is needed. The physical devices, the digital devices for the digital payments should be provided to those areas. Later on, from August 26, 2021, the beneficiaries of PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, that is PM Swanidhi, in tier 1 and tier 2 centers are also covered. So what was happening, that there are the street vendors. Now they do not have much money to have these devices, the physical devices or the digital devices, to provide those street vendors to promote the usage of the digital equipments, to promote the usage of these physical equipments, physical devices for taking the money in their accounts. So to promote that, it was said that the tier 2 and tier 1 and tier 2 centers, the street vendors from these centers also, the urban areas, these are the urban areas we can say. So in the urban areas also, the street vendors will be getting under the PIDF scheme also. So you have understood that the tier 3 to tier 6. To tier 6, these are the lagging areas, these are the far off areas, the rural areas, semi-urban areas. There the payment infrastructure development is needed, as well as the tier 1 to 2. In these areas, the urban areas, the big metropolitan centers also, the street vendors should be provided the payments infrastructure. So this scheme is for these areas, and I hope you have understood this very clearly. Now the Jammu and Kashmir and the Ladakh regions are included as special focus areas. So the special focus areas was only the northeastern states before, but now the union territories of the Jammu and Kashmir and the Ladakh region, they are also added under this PIDF scheme, because here also special focus is needed, and these regions were added in June 2022. So remember this very carefully. Okay, so here you can see as per the population, the tiers are divided. Tier 1, tier 2, we can understand they are the metropolitan centers, or they are the big cities, the urban cities. The tier 3 to tier 6 are the semi-urban or the rural areas, where the special focus is of the PIDF scheme, where we need to provide the payments infrastructure development, and for this the RBI has created this scheme, the RBI has created this fund. Now, who is providing the money in this fund to provide the subsidies for the deployment of the payment infrastructure, for providing those physical devices, those swiping machines or the digital devices? So the contribution to the fund is made by the Reserve Bank of India itself. So Reserve Bank of India has provided 250 crores in the fund, in the payments infrastructure development fund, as well as the authorized card networks, the card issuing banks, they are also providing the money in this fund, so that more areas, more merchants can have the swiping machines, they can have the QR codes, so that more payments should happen through the cards or through the that's why the card networks, the card issuing banks, they are also providing the money in this corpus, in this PIDF scheme. Okay, in this fund they are also providing the money, the sponsor banks also. So here you can see the corpus stands at rupees 788.20 crore as on December 31st, 2022. So the scheme started from January 2021, and till now the corpus stands at 788.20 crores, from which 250 crores is being provided by the Reserve Bank of India. Okay, so now I hope you have understood that in this scheme there are many players, there are many authorized networks, we can say. There are the card issuing banks that are providing the money in this corpus. So now coming to the number of payment acceptance devices that is deployed under the PIDF scheme till now, till December 31st, 2022. So from January 2021 till December 2022, we are seeing the number of acceptance devices, the payment infrastructure development that has happened. So in the tier 3 to tier 4 centers, you can see the physical devices and the digital devices. Digital devices are the QR codes, the UPI QR code or the Bharat QR. The physical devices are the POS, that is point of sale machines, the MPOS, the swiping machines that I have shown you. So tier 5 to tier 6, again tier 3 to tier 6, tier 3 to tier 6. Here the special focus of the PIDF scheme is on. Then the special focus is on the special focus areas, that is the northeastern states as well as the union territories of the Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Then the focus is also on the tier 1 and tier 2 centers for the street vendors. Here the special focus is on the street vendors that are under the PM Swanidhi scheme, under the tier 1 and tier 2 centers, that they need the help of the Reserve Bank of India. They need the help from this fund so that they can also get the devices, they can also have the physical or the digital devices. So that's why the tier 1 and 2 centers, especially the street vendors under the PM Swanidhi scheme, they are added in this PIDF scheme also. Okay, so I hope you have understood this basic idea. Now let's understand more about the scheme. This is the status update, the data that has been provided by the Reserve Bank of India. The total numbers, you do not have to remember the segment wise data, just remember the total, that is 1.8 crore of the digital devices has been set up and 4 lakh of the nearly 5 lakh, 4,85,000 of the physical devices has been set up till December 31st, 2022, and this is the total that has been set up in different areas, we can say. Okay, so 1.8 crore of the digital devices and the 4,85,000 of the physical devices has been established as the payment acceptance devices that is deployed under the PIDF scheme till December 31st, 2022. Now let's understand more static information about the scheme. The validity period of the scheme is 3 years from January 1st, 2021. And if the RBI thinks that this scheme is doing very good, this is reaching to the far off merchants, this is reaching to all the street vendors. So the scheme is extendable by 2 further years if necessary. PIDF target increasing the payments acceptance infrastructure, that is increasing the number of the digital devices and the physical devices by adding 30 lakh touch points, that is 10 lakh touch points for the 10 lakh physical and 20 lakh digital payment acceptance devices every year. So this is the target that has to be met, that 20 lakh digital payment acceptance devices should be added and 10 lakh of the physical devices should be added every year. Okay, an advisory council under the chairmanship of the Deputy Governor RBI has been constituted to manage the PIDF, because the PIDF scheme is under the operationalized by the Reserve Bank of India, but the Reserve Bank of India has created the advisory council under the chairmanship of the Deputy Governor so that the management of the PIDF is better. Okay. So now, while setting parameters for the utilization of funds, the focus shall be to target those merchants who are yet to be provided the infrastructure. Okay, so such merchants that do not have even one of the devices, they should be provided the one physical and one digital acceptance device each under the scheme. So the priority should be to provide the digital infrastructure, to provide the payments infrastructure to the merchants that are really in need of those payment infrastructure. The amount of subsidy paid from the scheme from May 2022 till December 2022 is rupees 259.92 crore. So this much subsidy has been provided for the deployment of the payment infrastructure. Okay, for the deployment of the physical devices and the digital devices. And here you can see that 64.99 lakh devices were deployed during this period. Now coming to the PIDF scheme, there was some modification that has happened that we have already discussed in the previous video in the previous year, I guess. But here the important modifications you should understand about the scheme, because direct question can be asked. In the previous year exam only, there was a direct question from the PIDF scheme. The advisory councils shall devise a transparent mechanism for the allocation of targets to the acquiring banks or non-banks in different segment or locations. So here you can see that tier 1 to tier 4 centers should be provided 30% share of the total deployment of the physical devices or digital devices that is happening. Tier 5 to tier 6 centers, they should get 60% of the total distribution of the target. Northeastern states and union territories of Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, they should get 10% of the total shares. So total acceptance devices. Okay, so I hope you have understood this basic idea. Before it was only tier 3 to tier 4 centers, but now the tier 1 and tier 2, in these centers the street vendors, they have also been included, and that's why it become tier 1 to tier 4. Okay, so I hope you have understood the tentative distribution targets that has been provided, that the most of the deployment should happen to the tier 5 to tier 6 centers, because those are the rural areas, those are the most least, we can say, urban areas that are there. So they are the rural areas, the far off areas. So now the cost structure of acceptance devices vary. Subsidy amount shall accordingly differ by the type of payment acceptance. The machines, the swiping machines, of course they will be expensive, and the QR codes, they are cheaper. So as per that, the subsidy are provided. For the higher amount, for the more cost that is incurred, for that more subsidy is there. For the QR codes, there is less cost, so less subsidy. A subsidy of 60 to 75% of cost of physical POS is being provided, and 75 to 90% of the digital POS shall be offered. So that is the subsidy that is being provided to the non-banks or the acquirers, we can say, that are deploying the physical the payment infrastructure to the areas. Okay, so location tier 1 to tier 4 centers, the physical payment acceptance device, for that 60% of the total cost that much subsidy is being provided. In the digital payment acceptance device, that is for the QR codes, 75% of the total cost subsidy is being provided. For the tier 5 to tier 6 centers and for the northeastern states, for the union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, they are the far off areas. They are the most needed areas where we need to do the payment infrastructure development. For that, there is 75% of the subsidy of the total cost that is being provided for the physical payment, and 90% of the subsidy is provided for the digital payment acceptance device for the QR codes. So we can understand that the areas that are far off, where there is more need for providing the payment infrastructure, for providing the development, so that areas are getting more subsidies if the deployment of the physical devices or digital devices are happening to those far off areas. There is more subsidy that is provided to the acquirers, to the providers of the payment, physical payment device and the digital payment device. So now coming to subsidy claims shall be processed, and initially 75% of the subsidy amount shall be released. So the subsidy shall be granted on quarterly basis, and it is after the deployment that has happened. So I have deployed the machines, and after that I can ask for the subsidy that, okay, I have provided this merchant one physical device and one digital device, so give me this much of the subsidy. Okay, so the subsidy shall be granted on the quarterly basis. First 75% of the subsidy will be given, and after seeing that, okay, the machines, the physical device and the digital device are working on the continuous basis, after that the 25% of the left out subsidy is also given. Now, the greater than 125%, if the target achievement has happened and you have provided more machines than the target, then you will be incentivized and you will get 110% of the eligible subsidy. So you can understand that there are the incentivized that is happening, and the reimbursement of the subsidy will happen after you have deployed the machines, after you have provided the physical and digital devices. And before, there was the disincentivization that was happening, that is, if you are doing less than 75% of the target achievement, then you will get only 90% of the subsidy. That if you were getting 100 rupees as subsidy, you will only get 90 rupees as subsidy. If you are doing 75% to 125% of the target achievement, then you will get 100% of the subsidy, that is, you will get 100 rupees. But now if you are doing greater than 125%, these two criteria are being cut. There is no disincentivization that is happening, because due to this, people were not able to, they were not willing, the acquirers or the deployers, they were not willing to deploy the payment infrastructure, because we will be punished. We will not get as much subsidy as we should get. So now this incentivization has been cut off by the Reserve Bank of India. There is only the incentivization criteria that if you do more than your target, you will get 110% of the subsidy, that is more than the subsidy amount. So I hope you have understood. These are the basic criteria that you must know about the scheme. The implementation of the targets under the PIDF shall be monitored by the RBI MRO with assistance from the card networks, from the Indian Bank Association and the Payments Council of India. So this is all about the scheme, and here in the newspaper, it was shown that how the digital payments from 2018 to 2022 has been developed, and there is continuous increase of the digital payments, and to further enhance the digital payments, the payment infrastructure development has to be done, and for that the RBI is taking this scheme, the RBI is doing this scheme so that the payment infrastructure development can further happen with the provision of the fund, with the provision of the subsidies. Okay, so this is the first question. I hope you will be able to easily answer this question. You must know about this scheme, you must know about the basic idea of this scheme, the dates and the data. Okay, this is the second question. Again, I hope you know that what is the current corpus, that is the corpus that stood during the December 31st, 2022. And this is the second question that I hope you will be able to answer. Okay, so this is the first question and this is the second question. Okay, so thank you very much, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and do join our Telegram channel for the PDF of the session. So you will get the PDF of the session in the Telegram channel, and if you have any query, you can mail us here or you can contact us through this number. Thank you very much, everyone.